What is the answer, each of you, I want you to speak to this, of what is disrupting the cash cow, or is there not anything disrupting the cash cow at the moment? Allison?
I mean, I can speak from my personal experience, and I heard a little of this, and I probably mentioned it a couple of times. But it is, right now, there is something that's slowing down on the buyer's side, and it also, look, there's a responsibility on the producer's side to come up with original material and make sure it pops, and it's the word is loud. You know, everyone wants that thing that's going to break through. But on the buyer's side, projects are getting stuck. They're taking longer. Gone are the days where, at least for me, where it was get the show in the air in 6 weeks. Love that, and love that about reality, because it's possible. Yeah. Love that, and that's the Wild West days. Now it is, I have 8 projects that have been sold that are still in that various stages of pushing that boulder up the hill, the development, the casting, multiple casting, hey, we've gone a whole year and a half and our exec is gone, so we now have to start over again.
David?
Yeah, look, I think the buyers, for all sorts of reasons, are a little bit slower and more anxious. Even though they'll talk about big swings, they are sort of anxious. There's a gum that is sort of dropped into the works, which is, don't show me your sizzle reel. Here's 20 grand. Why did you go out and make one act? Or why did you go out and make a sort of cut down pilot? And by the way, there's the 20 grand, and we will lock up this project for a year. Now, this is not good, and this is happening across the board. Yeah. This is not good for producers, but do you know who else it's not good for? It's not good for the buyers. And certainly, as PACT, we want to actually work at a more efficient system working with buyers. Ben alluded to the fact that there is a lot of sameness around. We're going to show you our version of X. We're going to show you our version of Y. And some of that's lazy thinking, some of that's hand-to-mouth thinking, but certainly there needs to be, the game needs to be improved on the creation side as well as on the buyer side.
Ben?
I think the overall consolidation gives PACT a great opportunity to enter this market, just as they did so successfully in the UK, to lobby for independent sector, independent voice. And one of the big things that's bummed me out as an entrepreneurial producer over the past 25 years is the no opportunity to be Carsey Warner anymore, no opportunity to be Stephen Cannell anymore. And reality opened the door to potentially being an owner, distributor, studio-like producer, which had happened in the scripted world but went away after financial syndication rules were deregulated. But now, unfortunately, the networks in this buying process of these producers that didn't actually own anything except margin off those networks has now caused them to all buy up producers and do consolidation and not share in those rights anymore. And I think there's a massive opportunity just to make sure that independent voice gets its way onto the airwaves. And whether they're not officially owned by the government or they're up for spectrum auctions or where these are, there's a responsibility still to allow for diverse voice. And the producers are the ones who can fill that voice and will monetize their content far more aggressively and effectively than any massive $100 billion company.
I think we've touched on most of the points, which are the failures of unscripted that are out there. But I think we also need to look at the fact that there are so many great reality shows still there. I mean, America's Got Talent still doing huge audiences. Bachelor has now got 2 derivatives spun off it, which is, I suppose, Bachelorette, Bachelor in Paradise.
Doing very well.
So Dancing with the Stars is revamping itself as well. Big Brother, obviously. The networks have also got to back things. You know, Shark Tank was dying on the vine. They stayed with it.
They stayed with it.
And they worked it, and it became a huge success. What keeps winning Emmys? I somehow can't remember the title.
Amazing Race.
Oh, that was it. Amazing Race. I'm bitter. I am bitter. But that, when it first started, you know, no one gave it a chance. It got the Emmy, then they stayed with it a bit, and then it became successful. So you can't just expect things to happen overnight with these successes. If you believe in something, back it. But there's some fantastic dramas going on at the moment. You know, it's like CBS don't have any space.
Yeah, that's part of the problem over there.
Reality television at all, really. You know, they're so successful with their dramas. And just while television, and it needs it right now, needs successes for the future of it. I'm very happy because I believe everything is cyclical. We've all been in the business long enough to know that it will all turn around again.
Yes.
And in the meantime, there are so many other avenues opening up in the digital world and the digital space that I'm very excited as a producer to think that more people are going to need content.
Yep.
But I also need people to not stay in the same areas and develop new ideas.
Yeah.
I don't ever see reality going away. It is part of the diet of television viewers now. And certainly if you get the right event television, they are going to want to watch it.